Pokemon Day was the only real chance at major Pokemon news that we've had all year, so what happened? What made Pokemon Day not work, and what can we look forward to for the future of Pokemon news on the Nintendo Switch? So I'm just going to kind of take everything that happened in the build-up to Pokemon Day, as well as a lot of discussion that I've taken beforehand, and just kind of like bring it back together, because I thought we were going to get something by now. Honestly, we had Pokemon X and Y in January, we had Pokemon Sun and Moon in late February. Pretty much any time at that point could have worked out for a Nintendo Switch Pokemon reveal, but also could happen in March, could happen in April. I really don't want to see like an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire level of reveal in like May or something, but it seems like the Pokemon Company is saying anything is possible, and I don't know if this was intentional. I think that that's the only real question to be answered. Was Pokemon Day intentional to like build up a lot of hype for just the average Pokemon Day celebration? Like really the biggest hype that they built up to was that now we have Pikachu Talk on Google Home and Amazon Alexa, and also you can watch Pokemon I Choose You for free. That was it. So with this, let's see what ended up happening. It was a countdown, 6 Pokemon make a team, 5 cards for the 5th expansion, 4 elite trainers stand above, and they were also doing the same thing that they did for Pokemon Sun and Moon. It all comes together. That was the trailer. That was the announcement right there, and it seems like they were kind of saying, what's your favorite season of Pokemon? That's a pretty cool thing to say. It's like, alright, yeah, let's talk about everything in Pokemon. All the generations, all the new Pokemon. This is what got me right here, because this felt just like the Sun and Moon trailer, and I thought they were going to do it again, because that is one of the most successful things for marketing I have ever seen out of Pokemon. That trailer brought tears to my eyes. It made me feel all the nostalgia and warmth I've ever felt in Pokemon before, so that was kind of crazy. And then like people were also wondering about this and beyond. Yeah, that also does hint at a new region, also could hint at the Ultra Beasts and Ultra Wormholes and stuff, so that's what we're dealing with right there. And then there's like 3 starter Pokemon, two versions, 2 adventures. This sounds like everything leading up to a new game. This sounds like the makings of something that's going to be crazy. And then Pokemon Day happened, and then one champion, and it was cool, the world of Pokemon's filled with exciting regions, so if anything, that hype is still there. At least they're respecting what happened with Pokemon Sun and Moon, so it could be a good sign for the Nintendo Switch Pokemon Day. And then this countdown was also pretty interesting. There was data mining, so once again, information can be extracted from the Pokemon Company before it comes out. I don't know if we're going to be able to find the playlist for it, like the Nintendo Switch Pokemon game before it happens, because with Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, go on the Pokemon YouTube channel, you go to playlists, and you can actually see the privated videos that were supposed to be uploaded later in that day or something. And the same thing happened with this, that this thumbnail image, this top image right here, was actually being uploaded before the official reveal, so people were able to extract that as well. Now, what about the most interesting part about this? Because I feel that the card designer, Arita, when he came through and like retweeted a fake Pokemon announcement, a fake Pokemon Direct announcement, I was like, okay guys, this is it. It really just relied on how in Arita is in the system. He's a freelance designer, so maybe not so much, but just in case, he might be, in the loop. He's one of the OGs. He's been making Pokemon cards since base set. So is he actually going to get wind of what's going on right here or not? And it turns out or not. So there's actually a couple other things. This is coming from a 4chan post. So one of the animators, or someone from like one of the animation crew, or someone that's like a voice actor or something, they retweeted the fake direct as well. So I don't know who retweeted it first, but it seems like Arita, he saw someone that he knows. He saw a friend retweet it. He went, oh my god, this must be legit, without like really double checking or anything. Because that's what happens when you have like imposter Twitter accounts. You just throw out the name, or you throw up this, you have the similar tag name, and then if the handle or if the @ is similar enough, you're not gonna really double check it, because for the most part it looked legit. Now that 8 caught me off guard initially, but yeah, like the Pokemon Direct caught 2 people that have worked for Pokemon, and then it just snowballed from there. 5,000 retweets. You click on it though, or you even just hover over and you see how many followers they have. Obviously fake. The account was like it was under questionable activity, so it was like temporarily blocked or something, and then that happened. So what the takeaway is that a big countdown just means that Pokemon's bringing hype without a game potentially, and that, yeah, that's pretty much it right there. And that if you're not like directly with Game Freak making a major announcement, then there's really nothing going on right there. And maybe that's why when we see Twitter accounts like Junichi Masuda, it's always late. Because I've been following a lot of Junichi Masuda to try to figure out, like, maybe little bits of information or insight in the new Pokemon game and stuff. Also, he just has great tweets, great respect and love for the fans, and all kinds of fun stuff. Like Pokemon Day, he just non-stop was, like, just showing support for the fans. So the thing about Junichi Masuda that I've noticed is that the news always feels kind of late. Like, it's the day after the announcement, or it's, you know, a couple hours after the trailer's been dropped. It's not like he's on it immediately, like, oh my god, are you guys excited as I am? Like, this is huge. Or he doesn't, like, beat the information by a minute. You know, it's always delayed, and maybe that's what we should expect from the game developers, that just in case, you know, if there's any kind of thing that goes wrong with the official announcement, they don't catch wind of some, like, new development or something, that they're always a little more reserved on when it comes out. If anything, it sounds like they're first finding out about the announcement, like when the official reveal is happening, and then they're responding to that as though they didn't really know beforehand. Therefore, we get a little bit of a delay right there. So it's not like if we don't hear anything from anyone else first, there's not going to be like a secret leak or some secret information that gets dropped by someone that's affiliated with Pokemon, even if they see something fake. Like, they should know. My thought was that they were maybe anticipating, like, hey, we're going to be given a Pokemon announcement from the Nintendo Direct on the 25th or the 24th, whenever this happened, and they're like, okay, cool, we'll keep an eye out for it. And they see it, they're like, this is it, and then they retweet it. No, it's definitely none of that. And then the movie. So one thing that actually made me a little concerned was this trailer. When I heard about the new Pokemon movie trailer, I was like, wait a second, this is going to be on the 26th, going into 27th, going into Pokemon Day. If this trailer, like, this trailer became the Nintendo Switch reveal, like, we weren't getting a Pokemon Direct, we weren't going to get anything unless this trailer revealed something, and that's where I had, like, a little bit of that heartbreak moment where it's like, if there's nothing big here, it could go pretty bad. And then also, another thing that was kind of awkward and, like, made me not want to have that realization is that we also got an update for Detective Pikachu. So that'd be pretty weird. We get an update for Detective Pikachu, and then less than a week later, now we're already talking about the new Pokemon game. So are we going to get the Nintendo Switch announcement after Detective Pikachu is launched or something like that? So I think it's March 20th. Actually, I don't even know. I've been seeing a lot about Detective Pikachu, but I don't know when the game is actually coming out. Okay, it's March 23rd, and it's also like, how fast are you going to slam new Pokemon information after that? The last thing we were dealing with, like, was that off year, when we had Omega Beam Alpha Sapphire a year wait, and then Pokemon Sun and Moon. We had Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but that came out in around, like, you know, holiday release time and stuff. So it's like, this is a weird spring release for an off Pokemon game, you know, non-main series Pokemon game that seems like it might be getting away. Like, this is getting a little bit of press. I don't know how people are looking forward to it. I don't know how it's expected to perform. I mean, they had a nice little bit of information. Like, this is what we would expect from a real Pokemon game drop. So while people are trying to digest all that information, it looks like this is kind of what we were stuck with. So the Detective Pikachu plus the trailer made me more cautious, but then the retweet brought me back into it. I was just trying to figure out what's going on, and then this was pretty much the same thing that we got with the Marshadow trailer, and Marshadow, it had the delay reveal and stuff like that, because another thing we were looking for is Zeraora. When Zeraora gets revealed, that's going to end the 7th generation right there. That's going to jumpstart the 8th generation. Things are going to go nuts from there. And we saw with Volcanion, the last Pokemon to be revealed from the 6th generation. That was in December. That was with the announcement of the movie. But then we've had things like Marshadow. Marshadow was in April. So before we got Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but still later than the average new Pokemon series or new, like, Pokemon game set being announced, when we saw, like, January, February for the last couple of Pokemon generations. So with all that, it's like, now we're in, like, this weird mash of, like, things need to line up and things need to hurry up and stuff like that. So what we ended up with was the Marshadow treatment. That it wasn't really too much information, and I think we had a little bit of cheating right here, because we know the first Pokemon episode, we know Ash's original adventure. Just kind of seeing this again, it's like, oh, we know what the story's doing, kind of. We didn't know that it was going to break off into this grand separate adventure about Ho-Oh as much. I think we got a little bit of information about the characters at that point, but then it really started to snowball from there. But yeah, now it's like, oh, we're just getting a summary of the first Pokemon episode and not really much real information. Like, see, that's it, and then it's like we got to see Ho-Oh, so it's like we get to see how much different it is. This is the quest to find Ho-Oh from the first episode instead of just whatever, and then this, we meet the characters. This is everyone's story, but we don't know what story is really being told and stuff. Lugia's showing up for a festival, and then the right people, you know, the true heart will find it. Yay, GG. So I mean, we got that treatment, which means Zeraora could be late March, early April reveal. Trailer number 3 could be something. I have no idea. Other than that, what about the future? So what does this mean for like Zeraora? Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say. It's like, what does this mean for Zeraora? What does this mean for the future? What does this mean for where the Nintendo Switch game is going? It means that the patterns that we had for all of 3DS don't really hold up anymore. We could get a game announcement at any time. It might just be E3. As unfortunate as that is, we still don't know if the game is being delayed or not. Like, January, February announcement shows that this is going to be an on-track holiday reveal, but are they going to mix it up? Like, I really hope, let me actually just, like, do the website. I really hope that Game Freak does not listen to the Pokemon fanbase on this one. I did not think there was too much information that was revealed before Pokemon Sun and Moon came out. That we had a jam-packed, just filled with great information that didn't spoil the game, that didn't give away too much on the game. And imagine if the Nintendo Switch game is bigger, we could give away as much information as Pokemon Sun and Moon and then still have much more to be discovered, because I'm hoping for just a larger scale Pokemon adventure and stuff like that. Also, I love the Pokemon reveals. One of the best things about new generation, like Gen 5, 6, 7, you know, going into all that with like the Coral leaks, the new information drops, just batches of new Pokemon stuff. So I mean, depending on how many new Pokemon are going to be in this generation, they could get away with that for a while. So I really hope that they're not waiting to like start all the information for a main series start of a generation game in like May, June, as though it was an enhanced version. I think we'd get too little information and it wouldn't be that hype. So Pokemon could be dead for another couple months until it starts kicking up, or maybe the game is legitimately delayed and then we get the announcement at E3 like, okay guys, we finally know when the game's coming out, we finally know what's going to happen, so get hype for Pokemon in March 20th, you know, maybe it's going to have like the same kind of reveals or same release as Detective Pikachu, but not because it's a 2019 game, because it's a 2018 game that ended up being delayed. Other than that, tell me what you guys think. Did you like Pokemon Days seemed hopeful. It seemed like a nice cheeky way to bring the community back together. It worked. Like, a lot of people got excited. If like the news falling through didn't really mean anything, like, it's honestly not the worst thing. It's honestly not the death of Pokemon and the end of hype or anything. It was legitimate hype. We were just speculating off of official information, not a 4chan leak, not something fake. This was all real stuff going on right there, and it ended up being, you know, it ended up having a fun discussion that snowballed into what could be happening for Nintendo Switch. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.